Hey, it's the Creatures and
Hey!
Creators Odd Musings. How's everybody doing? Nobody responded.
What's
Let's go on,
going
Kev.
on? Good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. We're here wrapping up the Kickstarter. It's gone well.
Yeah.
Unlocked the cool pin. I think everybody's going to really want this year when they're at shows, and should have got here on the Kickstarter when they got a better price because we're going to charge you triple now. So
Yes. Not really, but yes. Get it
I know.
now before it goes up.
But yeah, of course, seeing 7 o'clock, it's Odd Musings. So we've got our Courvoisier,
Yes.
and we are ready to go.
Yes. Yes,
So let's pull
sir.
up some Kickstarter. Take a look at it real quick here because we've
Yeah.
got not very much time left. We've got like 28 minutes to go. It says 24
Yes.
backers, $1,193, and the goal is 800. So it is funded, people. So yay, we're just waiting for the
Yes.
confetti now,
Yep.
and a lot of cool stuff there. But let's cover the pins for those that may catch us real quick. You got right up till 7:30 to back this, and if you don't back it, and you decide I really want to get some pins, reach out to Kevin. He'll work something out with you after the fact for what he's got available, but it may not be for a few weeks yet. So, or come see us in Indiana Comic-Con in a couple weeks because we'll be there too.
Yes. Yes.
So, but yeah, we've got the Cthulhu in green and white, or black and white with the red eyes. Always very popular.
Yes.
It's a top popular. Same thing with Poe. I love the colorization on Poe. I think that's really brings that to life in death. So. And then you got your Cheshire Cat, and then the Nevermore, your classic Raven 2-inch Nevermore pin, and then the Plague Doctor that was originally designed by Scott. You redid that, added some color to it. I think it looks great. I love the red and the goggles. The gray for the everything else looks fantastic. It just really brings that to life again too. Lovecraft, which of course you're going to get asked 25,000 times again this year. You're going to do any Lovecraft stories?
Yeah, like always.
And then your Telltale Heart, all the nurses love that one.
Yeah.
And same thing with the skull. So, and then Red Death, I love how you can get the Poe book through this. Is Red Death is the narrator throughout Kevin's versions of the Poe stories.
Yeah.
And then Unlocked is the Nevermore skull. Again, I think that's going to be just a top one there. And then you've got the Dracula and the Sherlock, and then another Dracula black and white and Sherlock black and white.
Yeah.
Those are locked right now, but they could get unlocked. You never know.
Yeah. We are dangerously close to unlocking the color Dracula.
Yes. We were right almost there.
Right.
And so, but I think one of the best ways to go is if you're a Poe fan, get a book and get a pin. $26. You can't beat it. And the nice thing is the pins are your choice. So don't think like, oh, I can only choose 3 and I have to choose them now. No, it's you got once the Kickstarter is done and he sends you the thing to fill out, you choose your pins then. And like I said, when you're buying, you say, hey, I wanted to get more pins. He can work that out with you too. So that always happens too. And then of course we got the Crimson Shadows package, a book and a pin, and then the bundle. This is really the key way to go here. You get 3 pins, 2 books, $50. This is probably the best deal really going overall to get a lot of cool stuff. And the Shadows books were great. The Poe stuff was great. And then of course you got your add-ons for the stickers. Stickers are always great. You can stick them on anything. Hey, if you have a cup, you can just slap it on a cup.
That's right.
So a lot of cool stuff there. And then, of course, here's the $10 Pickney enamel pen. So you can add on more pens at the get-go. And then hand-drawn sketch card by Kevin, as well as some original. Is there any original art really left?
I don't know. One time I thought there was one left, but I can't remember what it was. But they might all be gone by now.
Yeah, I don't even see them listed now. So
yeah, they're on the add-on, so it's a little tough to actually track that. But yeah, I think there might be one left, but I'm not sure.
All right.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yes. Yeah. So, dangerously close to getting that next stretch goal, but it's been great to see the turnout. It's nice to be funded, and it helps me just to design and release more pins.
Yep, and I dropped the link into wherever you're watching on all the channels we're on today. You can click that link or copy it and go to it, or just go to Kickstarter, look up Creatures and Creators. You'll see Kevin Meinert, Meinert, and then you can definitely click and support that. So definitely do that. So
yes, sir. Yes. Final minutes, and looking forward to. I have all the pins except for the one, the Dracula pin, which I actually already have on order. Everything else is in stock already, so
Very
um,
nice.
we'll have some early preview available at the Indiana Comic Con in 2 weeks.
Yep.
Along with if anybody shows up Indiana Comic Con in 2 weeks and buys a book from us, we have some free T-shirts to hand out.
Oh yeah, I forgot we had some T-shirts left over.
We have plenty, so we've got. I've got a good variety. I got big man sizes, some of those left, all the way down to a few mediums and smalls. But yeah, we're gonna take probably about 50 T-shirts with us, and we hope to sell at least 50 books so we can give them all away.
Yeah, between the Poe and the different Crimson Shadows covers, the hardcover, I
Yep.
have some Boomtown books with me.
Mhm.
Buy something, get a shirt, man. Let's just get
Yep.
them out there.
Yep, that's a
And
thank you to everyone else that's supported us, and it's just it's a nice thing. Plus, Indiana Comic Con always we get a lot of regulars. So, if you've been buying all of our books, we'll probably know who you are. Your usual suspects. Make sure you stop by the booth, and we'll hook you up too.
I think the best one we've had though at a show is Hall of Heroes last year, and the guy brought every one of his books that had been signed by on the Crimson Shadows, because I think Scott had signed them, but we hadn't signed a bunch of them. Or
and vice versa. Yeah, there's like mixed and matched. Yeah, that was great. I bought everything.
Yeah, we spent about 20 minutes signing.
Yeah, it was great.
Like, okay, here we go. And then, and I'll tell you, if you do something like that, you bring us some of those original issues you bought from us, which we're pretty much out of those. I've got maybe a few left. But you bring stuff that's not signed that you bought from us through a Kickstarter, we'll sign it, and most likely you're going to get something to walk away with too. There.
Yeah, absolutely.
We've usually got posters, or we got something we can give you.
Yeah,
things like that. So, we just appreciate it. When it comes to books, I've always been, I love when people are buying the books more than just artwork, because then they're really getting to see the full creativeness that we've all put into these stuff. So,
yeah, and it's so much more rewarding when you sell the book. It's definitely not the highest profit margin, from a business standpoint, believe me, but it's the most rewarding as an artist, and that's what we are really here for, is to promote the art and to do what we love. So the support from people allows us to do that. So thank you to everyone that's out there that's doing that now for us, and continue it. And we got a nice convention schedule coming up this year so far.
I signed up for I've been trying to get back to Monroe for a couple of years, and it never worked out scheduling wise, so I signed up this year. And
nice.
It's funny, you mentioned another show that same weekend, and I said, well, I think I'm just gonna have to do Monroe. I've canceled on him. I like Gary a lot. I've done a show with him over the years, and I was like, I can't cancel on him again.
I miss Gary. I miss Gary, and it's like you said, it's always like that same week is always I'm doing a trade show for my day job too. It's like it's back to back, and it's impossible to do it. But I'll probably come up and hang out and at least see everybody. Yeah, there's so many shows, and we're getting back to where it's like everything's in like clusters or on the same weekend. It's very tough to schedule anymore.
Yeah, it's like now we've got Indiana in 2 weeks. 2 weeks, yeah, gosh,
yeah.
Just fine. And then I and Scott are independently gonna be set up at Motor City.
Yes. Yeah.
And then Kevin and I'll be back together for Hall of Heroes in Elkhart, Indiana. That'll be the June, I think, 6th and 7th, I think it is.
The very first weekend, it's like June 1st and 2nd. Yeah.
Yep. Or whatever that weekend is. And then just look up Hall of Heroes, Elkhart, Indiana. You'll find it. They're starting to get some good guests coming in.
It looks fun. Taylor Maine's going to be there. And
I think they got Dean King coming in.
Yep, Dean King.
Denise Crosby.
Yep.
And then they've got, I think Gavin's coming back to that one again. Gavin Smith does Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and he did Star Trek comics, which is great. And so I think that's a good show. And then of course Kevin and I will be back in San Diego for sure. We're in small press, and if it works out, Kevin will also be in Artist Alley. We'll know more about that in the next few months here. And then Colorado Springs, looking forward to going back there again. That's such a great town, a great show.
Yep.
And then I've got Cincinnati in October, and I think you guys may come down just for a visit on that one.
Yeah.
I know why you guys want to go back to two places, that Taste of Belgium, and you want to go get them tacos again.
Oh, the taco place was so good. I keep forgetting there's one in Indy.
Oh yeah. You
There's
look up
one
where
in
that's
Indy.
at.
It's up north. But yeah, we'll have to look that up because I'll tell you what. The night we went to the place in Cincinnati, it was they were slow. They were
They're slammed.
slammed, and they were understaffed. But that food, that was legit. One
Mhm.
taco was almost enough to fill up this guy. Two tacos was I was stuffed.
Yeah,
They're
it
insane.
was a lot,
Oh
and
my god, they were so good.
I think the best thing was they have that sampler, which are smaller tacos. So I got 3 of
Yeah.
those, but even that was filling, and I got, I think, a side of like some street corn,
Hmm.
and we had some chips and salsa, and we were all like, "Oh God."
Yeah, it was delicious.
Yeah,
But
that's
yeah,
what.
so we've got all those shows. I'm doing Nashville
Yep.
in May. No,
No,
yes,
June is.
June. June.
I think
I'm
it's the
I'm
week.
so confused.
That's the week after Heroes, Hall Heroes.
Right. Yeah, because I'm going down to see the Indy 500. Then I'm doing Heroes. Then I'm doing a horror show in Indy. Then I'm doing Nashville. And then I think maybe I finally get a break.
Yeah,
But they kind of like slipped in with canceling London, and I was like, well, I'm gonna grab a couple of shows that's I can can go to now that I was initially not going to because I was just trying to space them out and
yeah,
money and everything else. But now I'm like, well, I'll go back down to Nashville, and it could be a nice little short trip for Brandy and I, and
yeah,
it's cheap and expensive, and Nashville's a cool town, man. Nashville is
yeah.
cool.
No, I know. I'd like to get down there. I don't know. You may see us down there. We're talking about doing a little trip just because we want to go down to where Mom grew up, and
Oh yeah.
that's a little ways down from there. But I'm like, okay, we go to Nashville. We could pop in for the show for a minute, check out something in Nashville, and then drive down there, or do the reverse: drive down there, come back up, hang out for a day, and then come back home. You know. Problem is we've got credits we got to use up from canceling the London trip. So
Oh
and
yeah.
so we're gonna do that. But also we're looking at see when London is next year, see if it's gonna work out for next year. Trying to get that
Yeah.
planned, and once they get those dates, it'll be nice.
Yeah, the other
Um,
curveball is that I was looking at, which just like I said, it's a nightmare with scheduling. They
mhm.
do their winter show in November, early November, which is not bad.
Well, that might work.
Yeah, exactly. I
So maybe we
noticed
need to
that.
look.
I'm like,
Maybe
okay.
we need to look at that because that would be November's wide open. So
November's
uh,
open. That's another curveball. It's like, okay, can I reboot and replan London at the end of the year? I'm like, I don't know. And then you got
well,
Spookies, Christmas, Halloween.
Halloween.
And if somehow I can get into that, that would nix going to London. But I really want to get back to do spooky,
Yep.
especially since it's over Halloween weekend. I think that would be just a fantastic, fun show to do, and I think it'd be just great. And we've
Yeah.
never had the books
I
there,
definitely want to do
so
that. I definitely want to get down there for that. And if we can work it out, I've got a plan for you and I, but it requires us going in on a Tuesday night.
okay, all right,
And,
we'll
and that,
figure that out.
and the thing is, because that Wednesday will be epic.
Ah, oh, that'd be nice.
And then we got Thursday night to go scare pants scared off at Halloween. Just a thought, but the
Yeah,
epic is one like, oh, as soon as we know if we can get tickets, it's like, I want to lock that in. They're
that'd
doing
be cool.
team member previews. I saw my friend Jess posted. She's filled hers out to go in. They're going to start that next week or so.
Oh, that's cool.
So they get to go try everything out. And
That's
I'm like,
awesome.
everything I'm seeing, that park the name is going to hold up.
Mm,
And I'm loving the whole dark area. And they
yeah.
got this great story around the Frankenstein's monster. It's not retelling the original. It's kind of a different version of it
Yep.
with its own thing. And they're going to have Dracula's castle. They got the Wolfman roller coaster. And then they got a steakhouse that right the inside there that sounds like it's gonna be awesome. So,
Hmm.
and the food there looks like everything I've seen in food sounds really good too. So,
Well, they said they're
and
going to pay tribute to the old Monster Cafe that
yes,
was always in. So if they bring the Monster Cafe back, but they like upgrade it, I'm okay. Because that was
yep,
always one of my favorite things to do. Obviously, whenever
yeah.
I go to, because
Well,
the
and that's
kids
the
would sit
thing.
down to eat.
Yeah.
I'd just be wandering around. Will you come and sit down and eat? I'm like, I'm looking at everything. Like, give me a break. Look at all this cool shit.
Well, yeah, it's awesome
It
stuff.
was awesome.
And it
The
ties
whole
in everything we do
place.
with Crimson Shadows, which is even better. But
Mm,
they're definitely supposed to do something with that over there. I assume they've been announcing some of the major sit down places, of course. So that's gonna be the top places. I assume they're gonna have a quick service again, which is like the Monster Cafe. They have
yeah,
to.
yeah.
It was, I mean, so beloved by one of the pass holders that all just went
Hmm.
nuts. Like, really, you're making it all maintenance? But I knew what they were doing. I'm like, they're that new park. They had to get certain things situated, and doing the whole Minion Way is kind of the same thing they did over in Japan. They have like a Minion Way and all that stuff. Um, it's there's gonna be a lot of changes at the classic park starting here pretty soon too. But the new one looks just awesome. Nintendo World looks neat. I definitely want to check
Yeah.
that out. Um, but I think I'm most excited for is the Frankenstein Dracula area. I definitely want that. Of course, the new Wizarding World area they're doing France, and they have a lot of cool things that's outside there. But the ride takes you through the Floo Powder and transports you back to London, and you go
Wow.
through the Ministry of Magic ride,
That's
uh,
cool.
which is
Yeah.
the ride itself. So see some unique new thing that looks really cool. Tons of roller coasters. They're gonna have tons of coasters over there. I think every land's got at least one. And there's already rumors of them adding to it. They're talking about doing a
Mm,
Wizard of Oz area and tying in Wicked and Wizard of Oz. So you would
wow.
have the Yellow Brick Road going to
Wow.
Emerald City.
Now that's another one of my always favorite books and
Yeah,
movies. So yeah, that'd be really cool. That'd be pretty epic.
yeah. If they bring in and do for me more Wizard of Oz than Wicked, but they could still do something with Wicked and have something there too. But I just like to see the whole thing. Here's you come in, you got the Yellow Brick Road, it's Emerald City, and you got everything going on. Munchkin Land or whatever, and
Yeah, I mean,
whatever
think
rides
about
they
that.
do.
They could actually take two and mold them together,
Yeah.
and you could have probably make one hell of a fun ride by you go through part of it as Wizard of Oz, and then you get to see
Mhm.
the backstory of what really was going on because of Wicked.
Yeah.
That's a fun twist. I never thought I'd ever see them be able to actually merge those two versions together, but it would work.
Well, yeah, they do it in the second half of the musical Wicked, and the next movie coming out is going to have more of the stuff that happened like in the play, but it's also have a little bit of the Dorothy stuff, things like that. I think they're going to do a little bit more of that without going full story in that.
Mm,
So it always tied in, and that was the beauty of at least Wicked the play. I've never read the books, but it never took away from the original L. Frank Baum novelization. It just
right,
paid homage and said, "Well, here's what was going on when you didn't see it."
right.
And I mean, there's a bit in the play where she's talking and complaining. She's got the girl downstairs, Dorothy, and she has to open up the little trap and yell at her. I mean, that kind of ties into what happened. So
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And you're just
yeah,
seeing what's going on in the background. She's playing a part.
yeah,
Like, she's playing a role. And even in the movie, which I don't know if you've seen the movie or not.
not yet.
So even in the movie, it starts off with it's a little different than the play. It starts off with Glinda talking to the Munchkins and then telling the story, right? But
Right.
it starts off kind of going through Oz, and as you're going through Oz, kind of flying through it, which is very cool visual. When it flies over to Munchkin Land, you see Dorothy and the Tin Man, Lion, and Scarecrow going back to the castle with the broom burnt.
Okay.
You see them in the back. It's not close up. It can definitely tell they're going back on the Yellow Brick Road after they've offed the witch, and you see that. So I'm like, oh, that's cool. That's a nice little nugget right there. And you're
Yeah.
like, all right, so now you know what's happening in real time. Like, okay, where's this place? This story, what's going on? So
Right.
I thought that was a nice addition. There's some things I really liked about it, some things I didn't, but I thought it was a very enjoyable movie. Honestly, I mean, Brady and I, it was a good date movie. We enjoyed
Yeah.
it.
Well, I know it's coming on Peacock at the end of March, and I'll be watching it on that at some point. Um, and I'll see it. I love the stage music. I've seen it like 7 times. And it's one of those ones I could go see whenever it comes around because I just truly enjoy it. It's that whole Wizard of
Right.
Oz feel. I love the way they tell the story. And when you get some really good actresses playing the main roles, it's very powerful.
Oh
So,
yeah, yeah. Moulin Rouge is like that. Moulin
Yeah.
Rouge is so, it's such a good story, it's such a
Mhm.
great play, but the musical I've seen twice in a 20-year span.
Okay.
And after the movie came out, and in the 20 years I've seen it, it's completely different. Same story, but how they incorporated different music. They updated so many things, and it's so much fun. I mean,
Yeah, for the
it-
stage musical, they had to take and they couldn't use some of the pop music they had used in the original
right.
one. Of course,
Yeah.
they had to make
So
it their own, and a lot of different plays have done that.
mhm.
But I'd like to see the stage version because I really liked the movie version. Great actors.
Oh,
John Leguizamo
great movie.
as Toulouse-Lautrec was just great. And then, the main cast of
Mhm.
it was really good, but it's just the style is good. And I like Baz Luhrmann. I like his stuff.
Oh
He's
yeah.
quirky enough on how his visuals and that.
Yeah.
Same thing like I like the way he did the Romeo and Juliet and other stuff he's done over the
Mhm.
years.
Oh yeah.
Um, so
Definitely.
it's so definitely good. But yeah, I'd like to see the play version of that because again, I haven't seen the movie in a long time. That's when I may have to pop on sometime and rewatch that again.
Yeah, so that was the other thing I was looking at because I'm taking Brandy up to actually Buffalo, New York to go see a band, Big Wreck. They're playing. So in April, we're going up there for a quick weekend and do go see a concert. Got
Nice.
meet and greets to meet the band again, and it was like her favorite thing we've done, the favorite show I've ever taken her to. So we're gonna go see him again. Then we're gonna
Okay.
hop the border and go over to Niagara Falls for a day, and then come back. But I told her, I said, we could just fly and then fly to New York. And I'm like, and you got Wicked playing, Moulin Rouge is playing, and
Mhm.
Cabaret. And she goes,
Yeah.
oh, it'd all be great. And I said, okay, but here's the twist.
Here's a twist.
Cabaret, Adam Lambert is the main guy in Cabaret.
Oh
He
wow.
loves him, and he was great when we saw him with Queen. And I
Yep.
became a fan. I'm like, okay, that's cool. And the main character in Moulin Rouge right now on Broadway is Boy
Yeah.
George.
Okay. Yeah, I heard that. Yes.
And I'm like, man, if there was a time to go see either of those, it'd be now. That would be
Yeah.
very, very cool. I've never
And that.
seen Broadway. I'd love to see something like that, and get, that just that extra, like, star power would be
Yeah.
so much fun.
Oh yeah, you definitely should. I mean, it'd be a great opportunity, and to see the something it's like Mom talked about with meeting Lou Diamond Phillips this last year at Cincinnati. She saw him on Broadway in The King and I,
Hmm.
and it's not that they do it for very long. They do it for just several weeks usually at a time.
Right.
So, but yeah, that'd be cool. And Adam Lambert's great. He was great with Queen. I love the documentary. I've never seen him live, but I've seen the stuff they've done, and he did a great job. And he's not trying to be Freddie Mercury, which is what
No,
makes
not
it
at
work.
all. No. No.
The other thing was he did that Jimmy Fallon show, the singing show. It's not the name that you're
Oh,
whatever
yeah.
it's called. But
Yeah. With
and
the game show, kind of. Yeah.
yeah, and I like the clip because they basically too random thing. He had to do Cher singing the Muffin Man, and he just nailed it. It sounded like Cher. So he's got
Yeah.
a great set of pipes. So he could definitely, I think, it'd be tough. I probably would go with him over Boy George, just because I think he would just do such a fantastic performance because
Hmm.
he definitely knows how to be over the top correctly for this
Right.
role will require, but then reel it back in.
Yeah. Yeah, and that
So
was that was honestly my vote too. I'm like,
yeah,
I'd love to go see Wicked on Broadway, but with those two other things available, I'm like, I don't know if you can pass that up. You got to see one of those two at the very minimum.
yeah, I think that would be the way to go. I mean, as much as I'd like to see Wicked on Broadway, it's like, it's I think you got to look at something like that and say, this is an opportunity to see someone that you'll probably never get to see in that role
Right.
again.
Exactly. Yeah. It's something. It's so
So
unique. It's yeah. So that's something I was like, oh, it'd be nice, but we've never been to Niagara Falls either, so I'm like, and that by far was the cheaper option. But
yeah.
flights from Detroit to New York, inexpensive.
Oh
Wow.
yeah.
I
Well,
was shocked.
Buffalo's just a hop.
Yeah. Well, I looked at doing flights from Detroit to Buffalo, Buffalo to New York, and then New York back to Detroit, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, and going. I told Brandon, I said, well, it's about 36,000 miles, first class. That's
Now,
it.
now here's
I
the
was
thing
like
though.
shocked.
The plane to Buffalo is probably the smaller commuter jets.
Yeah, it's the
So
2x3.
yeah, so I've done that, and that's when I did to DC, and they upgraded me to first class. It's nice because it's a bigger seat, but it's about not really quite even the size. It's a little bit bigger than the normal seats, but it's not even quite comfort size.
Yeah,
And there's no special. You're not getting like any food or anything else. It's just a better seat. But the
yeah,
flight's only like an hour, so
yeah. At least it's like, okay, so at least those are 2x2, and then
mhm,
back behind you, so you get a little more room. It's the two by
yeah,
three, but yeah, I told her, I said it's not bad. Then the one flight back from New York to Detroit was a regular size plane.
yeah.
So I was like, oh, but I thought points wise, I'm like, my God, that's not bad. And I
No,
looked
not
at
at all.
hotels, and the hotels weren't god awful, at least in April, but
Yeah,
I was
April's
like, huh.
not a big travel time unless you're going around Easter, and that's what you want to watch out for.
Yeah, I was like, I was actually really
Yeah,
shocked. I'm like,
but even then, Easter being so late this year,
yeah.
most people that would do spring break, it's like tied into schools, and like around here, they're going to have their spring break the last week of March, first week of April, because that's how they do it, at least around here most of the time. They very few, except for the private schools, do it around Easter
Mm.
because of the fact that it comes so late a lot of times. And they're like, well, April 20th is Easter, and by the time they get done with the break, it's not even 6 weeks into school or less. And just,
Right.
but by that point, the kids have been in school, haven't had a real break in months, and they're kind of like, chomping at the bit. So
Yeah, it's
we got just a couple minutes here. So we've
yeah.
got 2 minutes left to go, and then we've got some confetti. So got anybody that's watching, hop on now, man. Go and support it.
Hurry
Get
up.
start going. Maybe you can bump us up a little bit. There's some cool stuff to get. Click, 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 click. Get a bunch of stuff there. So
Get the last minute things. Get the last
yeah.
minute things.
But I mean, for the type of Kickstarter, this is a good, successful Kickstarter. This is
Oh
what, our
yeah.
15th? Is that what we figured out? 14th or 15th?
15th or 6th it's high. There's a lot.
Yeah.
Um,
Scott and Kevin been running these Bardstone Kickstarters, and they have all been funded successfully, and everything gets delivered in the time that it has been
yep.
promised. So,
Yeah, we've
oh, look
done
at that. Yep.
up down to the seconds.
Yeah, 110.
Yeah. We've
110.
taken the time to figure out a lot of the growing pains and how to what to look out for. So I'm very thankful that uh we didn't have too many growing pains as far as doing this. It was helpful that we started many of them, at least Scott and I had both done a few before COVID, but COVID allowed you a lot of time to really do what you needed to do, and yeah, that definitely helped that we honed in the practice and the ideas and everything then. But and I got more to come. I'm sure. I'm sure Scott's got something brewing. I'm not sure exactly what's next. I know it was on the plate, but I don't know what was next. And
Yeah.
I'm working on more post stuff, which still might be before the end of the year. So
Okay.
yeah, I'm hoping.
Yep.
Got a
Yep.
lot of ideas and a lot of things going on, and yeah, so I'm looking forward to getting back to that after things settle down from work and everything else. Start knocking out. And you got something coming up too soon, but I don't
Yep.
know if it'll be a Kickstarter or not. But
I'm gonna have issue 5 of Scab. So my goal is to have it ready for Motor City. I'm working on that hard, and that's what I want to get cranked. I'm not gonna worry about a trade until I get that book done and printed. So they'll be done as print on demand. So there will not be a lot of available issues of that one. So doesn't want it, and then it will. I will probably do a Kickstarter for the trade,
nice,
and then
most
I want to.
excellent.
I probably want to see about using the ones we've used before for Crimson Shadows, just to get a good deal. So here we go. We got 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom!
Yay! Confetti slash fireworks, whatever
Yeah.
that is. Yeah,
Confetti works.
confetti works.
So we are
Ah,
now funded.
yes,
So everybody get your credit cards ready to be charged. So
that is
look at
correct.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, and so
So
everyone's gonna get probably might be by this weekend. Kind of a email, questionnaire, survey, backer. What do they call that? I'm losing it.
Survey response. You know.
Backer. Yeah. Anyways, you'll get one of
Well,
those emails.
Backer Kit's a different company that
That
handles
yeah.
some of that for some people. But yeah, you'll get a survey response requested, and the survey will tell where everything needs to be shipped. It tells which pins you want to choose. You
Right.
can leave
Yep.
comments for Kevin. And then again, if you're watching this like tomorrow or next day or whenever after it aired, and you say, "Oh, I missed on the pins," go on a Kickstarter, look up Kevin Minert,
Yep.
follow him, send him a message.
Yep.
You can also send us a message through Odd Musings. We'll get it to him. Come see us in 2 weeks in Indiana. You know,
Yep.
there's ways to get you guys stuff and go from there. So don't worry about it.
Absolutely.
So, but yeah, we got more stuff coming eventually. Last Light will be coming out soon for those that order that. And once we get that later this year, we'll have that available in at the shows, and you can definitely check out that book. We've got plenty of the Crimson Shadows. Kevin's got some Poe books. I think you're getting ready to do another run of those.
Yeah. Just trying to decide which angle to go with that. So yeah, between everything else, like it's tough to plan those. It's how many do you need? How many do you order? It's like I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I got a couple of ideas in my head, so I'm debating. So more to come later. Let's put
Yeah.
table that for now. So I've had a few ideas.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, we got some more stuff coming. And if you like Kevin's artwork, commission them. You can commission them at shows. You can commission them at home. If you're going to be at San Diego Comic-Con, definitely hit him up ahead of time because that's a busy enough show that can't always knock something out at the show, but he can definitely do it ahead for you. And then the horror show in Nashville, Hall of Heroes, Indiana.
Yeah.
It's a couple weeks away, so you may have to just buy something he's already got done. So,
Indiana, I will have I got a nice selection in my portfolio. I've made it a point to do some doodles and some more fan art stuff just because it was kind of fun and I needed a release. So I just kind of was bringing a pad of paper and doing some illustrations for the last couple months while it was slow. So yeah, I've got some fun stuff in the portfolio. So stop by.
Yeah, definitely on that. And we've got enough help to if you want to commission a quick sketch or something like that, we can get it covered.
Yep.
So excellent. Well, hey, thanks for joining us, everybody.
Yep.
Keep
Thank
watching
you
for more future Kickstarters. Keep watching more Odd Musings. Typically 10 a.m. Wednesdays, unless we can't make it. Then we do 7 o'clock on Wednesday night or whenever. And who knows? I don't know. Kevin and I keep talking about doing a food podcast. We'll see if we ever get around to that.
Yeah, good idea.
We got to talk more about that stuff because as much as we love food and we go to a lot of cool places. So,
yes, sir.
All right. Everybody, take care. We'll see you next time.
Thank you very much.